Well, this intro should be a little bit different, I assume, if this works. I don't know, let's just get to the thing. It's more visual than audio, I suppose, at this point. Not really sure what's going on with this lighting. It looks like I'm in a J.J. Abrams movie, but this might work. The intro to this podcast might be different. You might actually be seeing me. So I do have a face, quite clearly. So first and foremost, if people do have some Q&A things they would like to ask as an extra added thing for me, and I can add them in here, then sure, we might do a special Q&A like this where I'll read your guys' comments or whatever. And if you have other ways you want to send them in besides just putting them down below, let me know. As always, guys, if you would also like to see more of me, recently I was actually on our friends the Nerds Academy podcast. You guys can see me talk about more Midnight Suns. You can see me talk about Titans and a few other things in between there. And I will have that linked down below and pop up somewhere up there. And also more content if you'd like to follow Shay. That'll pop up somewhere up there. More of what she's doing and I'm helping out. Ooh, look at this blur. That's kind of crazy. I don't even know how that's doing that. The camera just did it itself. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let's just get to the podcast. Hopefully this worked. If it didn't, it's just audio then, I suppose. So, yeah.
Someone's got a small PP outside my house.
It's all good. Everything's gone up in flames. It's the world. And speaking of going up in flames, this podcast is here right on time to go up in flames. As always, hopefully we can entertain you guys for a good amount of time. And of course, this is your host, Armin. And this week, I am joined, as always, by Mitch.
What's up? You can follow me on Twitter at Mitch692.
Also, Tristan.
You can catch me at SJ
And this time, we are joined by Sean, who appears on other shows along with Mitch, specifically the Spoilercast. So, take it away, Sean.
What's up? You can join me on Marvin the Martian _12 on Instagram. And there is no babies today, so don't worry. You won't be hearing small voices then.
I'm just gonna edit random noises throughout this podcast just to throw people off.
just put like a faint babble in the background, and then it'll be just like all times on that.
It's perfect. It's perfect. So with that in mind, this week we do have a little bit of a different show for everybody, just because well, we're gonna do things slightly different with back to 5 topics because there's a little extra to talk about. So without wasting your time and without me wasting everybody's time around here, we're just going to get into the first topic. Let's talk a little bit about Daredevil in general. You know, it's amazing that the show's been canceled for so long, but there is no lack of hype for this character. I mean,
no. It's kind of reached a nutty point at the minute.
Yeah,
I mean, he's gonna appear. Just gonna say he's gonna appear in everything apparently. So.
Oh yeah, Charlie Cox is the busiest man in Hollywood.
I was gonna say, like, they dangle the carrots like over there for that guy, man. They pay for his bills, that's for sure.
Well, it's like, I mean, look, Daredevil rumors started up literally the moment the show was canceled. Like, there was like 30 the moment that happened. And the most popular one is, of course, you know, oh, he's got to be in Spider-Man because Spider-Man needs a lawyer. Which, yes, Spider-Man needs a lawyer, but it's not the dude in the trailer. I think we can guarantee that.
No.
100%.
No. That guy in the trailer's clearly a police officer.
Yeah. Yep.
B, he's walking around with his arms folded. Blind guys don't walk around with their arms folded.
Plus, look.
He's also interrogating Peter Parker. Lawyers don't interrogate their defendants.
Well, look who the characters and the scene is, and then you can just extrapolate whether or not that's like a true rumor or not. You know,
yeah.
But he's got hairy arms, and Charlie Cox has hairy arms, so it must be him. That's all I have to go off. It must be him.
It could be me in that scene. Who knows? I don't know. But I got hairy arms too. So
but it's definitely not me. I can tell you that much.
That guy looks slenderer than me. So.
Well, the thing here with this is, like, people are so desperate for him to come back that it's like, you know, these rumors just live on. And Charlie Cox, you know, to his benefit, he just did an interview I don't know, like yesterday. And he was like, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm very excited for people to see the film. It's not me in that scene, but people are going to be surprised when they see the film. It's like, I like that he's playing into it. It's like, even if he's not in it at all, I like that he's not like spoiling anything guaranteed. He's just like, I'm excited just like you are. Okay, cool.
It's a non-answer that like still generates a Daredevil hype.
Yeah.
He didn't outright say no. It's just
Right.
like,
Yeah, it's just basically, see the movie, see if it's true.
Yep.
yeah. It's the Sony tactic with Venom.
Oh.
Is Spider-Man in it? I don't know. It might be. You go see it and find out.
Yeah.
Is Daredevil in it? I might be in it. I'll go and find out.
I mean,
It's a very, very strange public negotiation. Just like, fuck you, pay me more money, I'm giving you free advertising.
yeah. I suppose it works for him though, right? Like it's,
Yeah.
this is working. And again, there's tons of hype for Daredevil as a whole to just make a return. And I do truly believe that it's not one of those characters that they can just let fade into obscurity. Like, Daredevil is constantly, he's not like your Spider-Man or your Iron Man or Captain America now, but he is that constant in Marvel Comics that sells through enough and has enough merchandise that he always makes a profit. It's like, you're not just going to throw that away, I don't assume, but...
No.
Yeah.
It's also, it's one of those things where it's like, he's got a built-in fan base
Yeah.
in live action now. Like,
Right.
why would you never take advantage of it?
And also with that, it's like, bro, if you're willing to gamble on a Werewolf by Night in live action, Daredevil
Twice.
should be, he should be top tier priority for you. So I don't know, like, it's, it's.
I'm still firmly on that he's gonna be in She-Hulk train.
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna see him first. He's not gonna be in No Way Home. Especially if, was it Deborah Ann Wolf? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if her husband's to believe, like none of them are in that movie.
Yeah. Just watch. He's in the movie and he's secretly throwing everybody off.
Oh,
I don't know why they would put him in the movie, considering he's actually going blind. So, but I don't know. It's.
but it's strange with his comment on the rumors because he waited a good 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, why now?
Yep.
Like, why? Is it just purely because the whole people thought Kirsten Dunst's friend was Deborah, and he's just like, that's not my wife.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, look, we're getting closer to the release of the film. We'll talk more about it soon. So when we have more, if something leaks that's official, we'll talk about it. Because this movie has sprung more leaks than the Titanic 2 hours into getting hit by an iceberg. So I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess this kind of had some leaks. I should rectify that. But hey, the Midnight Suns finally got the gameplay reveal. After we found out about it like a week ago. So,
Yeah.
I get why people are disappointed. I 100% get it. But at the same time, people that follow this channel and know the type of games I play and love, it shouldn't be a shock that I am super hyped for this game. So,
I mean, it's something. The only thing that why it's getting flack is for the majority of everything. It's the battle system. It's card based, and people don't like card based battle systems because you can't really Q&A all the strategies because with that type of system you can't really break the game and not make it fun.
mm-hmm.
It's just not engaging. I think that's purely all it is. Like turn-based gameplay has very quickly died out.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 decades. So also I think now that sort of especially card games like that seem more mobile, and mobile games don't have a great reputation. No one really cares about them in the grand scheme of things, apart from old white women playing Candy Crush 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be like one of those classic strategic RPGs, but now you're using cards to fight. and like they're adding some of that RPG element too, to where you have to spend time with your characters to get them stronger with better cards and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Mm.
No, like the whole Midnight Sun like thing is it appeals to me because I like the gameplay direction you're going in because it is different. Like if it would have been just another third-person action game, it's like there's so many Marvel games like that. Like at least we're getting some variety and strategy. Like
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be kind of cool to plan out. It's like, oh, I'm playing as Nico, and here's her power, and I brought her on my team. That changes the complete layout of the game, the level, how I approach the situation, and that's the XCOM formula that I really do love.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, because from what I've seen, even some XCOM fans are kind of worried about this because you can only have three-man teams going into battle, and you also have your original character, the Hunter. That's the one thing that's kind of weird for me was that they're having an original character for the game called the Hunter. It can either be a male or female, and it's fully customizable too. So you can have it play. Like I'm assuming you have to have the Hunter with you on your team, and you can customize them to your playstyle.
That reminds me of that X-Men RPG a while back.
Yes, and you know, I'm glad you bring that up because they kind of spin it this way. They're like, for the first time ever, create your own Marvel superhero. I'm like, oh, Destiny lets you?
I never got into that game, so
it was bad. It was just
Is that
bad.
the one that got like pulled off shelves?
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason, yeah.
Yep.
It stunk so bad, man. It's all bad. Like janky and
Yeah, it's like they said, ooh, you have a choice to make your own character. There's only 3 choices.
well, you did have choices. It's just very limited.
It was a weird game, not really, worth it.
It's like nobody wants to play a game and they only want to play as the characters. They never. I don't know. At least for me, I don't want to play an original character. I want to play one of the other characters, like the.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole point, right? You're buying a superhero going to play as a superhero.
Right.
That's what I loved about Ultimate Alliance, where it was just like you could play as your favorite character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, and that's kind of the thing, the new Midnight Suns game, it will allow you to a degree to play as all the characters, but just like, you have Blade on your team or Iron Man, you're like, oh, you could play as them during the missions, and that's cool because you play as your whole team. But then outside of that, you are the Hunter, which is this like ancient character. Or it's like, it's. I mean, I'm still gonna play it. It's a Marvel game. It's by the XCOM team. I can't wait. But if people aren't excited, I'm not gonna be like, well, you should be. It's like, no, this is. They are putting a niche in a niche. Like,
and they're bringing back the Richard Rider. I mean, it's Richard Rider, but the Reyes Ghost Rider.
Reyes,
Yeah.
So, because that's the interesting thing for me, like the fact that it's Midnight Suns as a whole, and is how do we stop it being Suns as in a boy child? Right? It's going to be Suns as in the big fireball in the sky. Like, I see that sneaky rebranding you've done just then, and why would it be? Something's going to happen.
Yeah, I was surprised too. They brought Robbie Reyes back because I saw all over Twitter. It was funny because he crawled. That's not the original Ghost Rider. What's this?
There's a reason.
Exactly.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, we got the reasons here. But overall, I don't want to spend too much time talking about Midnight Suns. People are already talking about it enough. When we get more gameplay, more extensive looks, and more polished gameplay, I'll talk about it a bit. But until then, I guess keep your eyes out for it and look forward to the new Guardians game coming out in like less than 2 months. So
I say my excitement for this game is purely on what it's going to do for other media.
Yep.
The name and the characters.
That seems to be a lot of people.
Yep.
Who's excited for some Fandome return? The Fandome.
I mean, cool.
It's coming back. I mean, first, let's just get the most apparent thing out of the way. The worst PNG poster known to man officially goes to DC Fandome.
Yes. Well, oh, I don't know. The Titans season 3 one was pretty bad.
Mitch, they legit used a bootleg photo from the internet of Catwoman for the poster. Like, they used a PNG off the Mountain Dew bottle that's been making the rounds for half a year. They just stuck that same one on it. It's, I actually...
Yeah, but the Titans one is like just reusing the same PNGs from the old posters and this.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll give it to the Fandome one.
That Fandome one looks terrible.
It's bad. Terrible. It's... I don't know who approved it, or why did they just why did they get some new material or something? Like, you could have at least had some buzz around the whole thing, but it's like
there was nothing in the
an
budget
official
for it.
look.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the budget for like official posters. So.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking at it now. It's like, okay, cool. You got the best Superman on there in live action. Cool. You got, the new Batman. Sweet. Wonder Woman's the comic one. Odd choice.
Yeah. There's no Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Which was really weird. I thought she was their fourth pillar of DC. Like, Harley's taken a knock in recent years.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. Like, it's a weird. It's very, very weird to me. Like. But I do
felt like thrown together at the last minute.
Yeah, and
yeah.
That shouldn't be indicative of what's going to happen in the show, because the show is, I guarantee, like last year, going to drop a ton of great content and first looks, which they outright confirmed. It's like, oh, new trailer for the Batman, Aquaman, Black Adam, The Flash, first look footage. It's like, oh, they're going to go all out again, which I'm hyped for. But like, the poster should have at least been like, well, let us give you a little something, right? It's like. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and also this year, isn't it much shorter? It's like half a day, not even. Like,
it's 4 hours, isn't it?
Whoa.
So last year it was 24 hours, and they split it over
They don't have
2.
enough content.
Yeah.
And now I think it's 4. So
I'm gonna guess also the sale to Discovery. They're like, wait, you want to spend how much money on this? No. You put together a 4-hour sizzle reel, and that's what you get, right?
Here's $50.
Yeah.
My question is, are they going to show the Flash stuff that leaked? Because that was apparently for Fandome.
Yeah.
Are we just going to see that again, or are we going to see something a bit more substantial?
They might want to... yeah.
I think they're. I think you're going to see something with Michael Keaton. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, hey, at least you'll be able to see it in HD.
Yeah. I mean, that is true. It's true.
No more potato cams.
Or DJI.
Mm-hmm.
See, after that No Way Home leak, the potato cam's got a whole different meaning now.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's a potato cam of a potato cam of a potato cam of a potato cam.
It's Inception, so.
Yeah.
It's an actual potato.
Well, I do want to kind of bring it up here, though. They are going to reveal 3 secret films in development. Now, they say secret, but let's be real. Superman reboot, John Constantine with JJ, and what?
They're going to show logos, and that's about it, of these movies.
Yep.
We know it, logos in DC.
Oh, and also, like, a part of me believes that the secret movies are also going to consist of things that are already in development that we know that the casuals don't. So it's going to like, oh, we're announcing Batgirl. It's like, you've been filming that, though.
Yeah. Could it be Zatanna?
Yeah.
What about Justice League Dark?
Yeah.
That would be surprising.
I would like that, but yeah.
I say, whatever they are, I'm not expecting any of them to happen. That's just where I'm at. It's like, cool, you announce 3 and I'll never see them.
I mean, it's really at this point. It's like what's really gonna happen? Because what is it? They a while back they announced that Cyborg was supposed to be a pillar, and look at him now. Everything getting canceled.
I think that pillar crumbled from itself from within.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to build. You don't want to build something on that pillar.
Yeah.
It's pretty structurally intact.
Bit of a rocky foundation, that one.
That foundation is a little fishery. I try to work that in there. Don't just look. I failed on that one.
Jello like.
You could have just said fishy. That'd been fine.
I mean, maybe one of them's Zatanna, because they've been trying to push her recently.
Yeah.
We've heard nothing.
Wouldn't that be funny if they did make a cyborg movie, but they announced a different actor playing it?
Yeah.
And just
there will
Fisher's face.
be torches and pitchforks all over the world.
I mean, I think that's why, honestly, they're not doing anything with Cyborg at the moment. Like, it's...
Apart from Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
It just would be funny to see. That's all.
Oh, it would. I am going to say, like, what I'm interested in is, can they finally wheel out J.J. Abrams on a stage and reveal something? For the love of God, he's been there for 2.5 years and nothing has happened.
A lot of ideas, a lot of money, and nothing came out of it.
Nothing. Like, Green Lantern, what's up with those? You announced 2 Green Lantern projects. Where's anything? Anything.
Give me a logo or something.
Yeah, like...
I say, did they announce the cast for the series for Green Lantern?
No.
I can't remember.
The speculative cast is out there, and there's some that are like, I'm in it, but nothing's been 100% confirmed.
Okay, so they haven't actually started shooting yet.
No. Oh.
Until I see a guy in a mocap suit.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, even let's say they come out and they announce, hey guys, we're doing Justice League Dark. By the time they get it together with a script, because they're going to announce they're starting development on it, we're going to be at Midnight Suns 2 for the MCU. Like,
the company would have been sold twice over before that movie came out.
That's literally the Green Lantern, though. It's been sold twice since they started work on that reboot. Why?
It'll be sold to Nickelodeon, that's been defunct for years, and then they'll be passed over to...
I was going to say, who's the next person to buy Warner Brothers?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay. They could profit. See our movie get a Green Lantern donut ring? That could actually be pretty good.
Pretty cross promotion.
It's like that Power Rangers movie with the glazed donut, Krispy Kreme.
Oh, God. I forgot about that.
Well, that's it for Fandome. Look, it's coming at us in end of October. We're going to talk about it. But now we got to talk about more modern things.
It's going to come.
Let's talk about... Let's
Better
talk
chances, of course.
Shang-Chi box office. So the numbers for this thing, depending on where you look, vary in some instances by like 30 million.
I say, isn't the lowest end 35, but the highest end's like 90?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell? What's going on?
Pandemic.
Talk about covering your bases. Like,
Yeah.
That's a pretty big spread, right?
Movie matters no longer exist.
So, I think the thing that makes Shang-Chi a true test of everything is this ain't going on any streaming service right away. Like, if you want to watch this, 45 days in theaters, take it or leave it. It's like the incentive is there for people, which I think is good. But at the same time, you know already how those people are going to spin this. You already know. Like, it's...
Well, here's the thing. If I was Disney, I'd be sweating right now. Everyone else around you is literally moving everything they have.
Yep.
We are sweating.
It's like a pool over here. It's high tide.
It's raining.
Yeah, I'd be extremely worried. But then again, it depends on how they feel. Is like what's a decent turnout. You know, I still stand by. If it makes Ant-Man 1 money in a pandemic, it's fine.
And Mitch, I'm glad you say that, because here's the thing. Disney just announced Cruella 2 and Jungle Cruise 2 is happening because the fan love for those films and the good reception is more important to Disney than like a box office currently during this situation. So
yes, another rock film.
I mean, Jungle Cruise 1 was a good movie.
Dude, I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Love it.
I haven't seen Cruella yet, but Jungle Cruise was a fun movie.
Cruella is amazing.
I just have to say, it's just like he doesn't change character. That's it.
No,
he doesn't change his shirt either, but hey.
Don't shame the Rock.
Oh.
I tell you, like, he wears something different in that. Is it Red Notice? That film with Well, it's literally, hey, Ryan Reynolds, hey, Gal Gadot, hey, The Rock.
Yeah.
Tristan, be careful. That's our next president coming up, man. You better watch how you talk about
Yeah,
him.
it's true,
That's
though.
true.
Probably will happen. Which, again, it's an interesting time for everything right now in Hollywood because we see that right now, box office isn't as important because of the grand picture. And look, if Shang-Chi comes out, and let's say it makes only $300 million worldwide, that's great considering, and it's great because in 45 days, people are going to jump on Disney Plus and watch it. The numbers will be huge. Like, I mean, they're not going to lose much with this film. They're going to gain in the long run, so
I'd say it's just a different way of, it's a roundabout way of getting to the same place.
yeah.
Now, would it be nice to have Shang-Chi being like, the next billion-dollar franchise right off the bat, along with like Black Panther and Captain Marvel? Of course it would.
Yeah.
Would they have Disney loved that? Of course they would have. Are they going to get it now?
Of course.
Hmm.
I mean, in this day and age, $1 billion picture isn't realistic anymore.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
and like no studio can expect any type of movie to open that to that any. I mean, at least right now, So
I'd say we're at least 2 years away from another $1 billion movie, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
At least. Depending how, Western leaders treat this Delta variant.
Yeah.
Because right now, it ain't great.
What-
It ain't great.
It's all kind of up in the air right now. So my takeaway is, if a movie does any amount of money, it's like, you know what? If people are willing to see it, it's good. And that's why we're kind of in like, some of these movies are safe. And as you mentioned, Mitch, other studios are already scrambling. I am surprised that Sony just reaffirmed their Venom release date when everybody else is running. Like, what is... Oof. That is...
But they'll move it again.
Yeah.
well, I think every studio's vying for that position to be like, oh, they can do it. I guess we can. Like they want to be like the outlier in the group. Like, I mean, every studio is like they want to be like the savior of the cinema.
Yeah.
So like, in like these small independent movies are never gonna happen. So like, it's these $1 billion. Like if Shang-Chi goes into the box office and makes and just throwing this out like 90 million the first week, people are gonna go, oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
If they can do it, we can do it too. So, and then everyone wants to be that leader, of that.
Shang-Chi is definitely like the great test for everyone.
Yeah.
And if Shang-Chi doesn't do well, then Venom's definitely moving back. There's no way Sony's trying to stick it out there. There's no way.
Especially like, if we look at Shang-Chi originally, before everything happened, if you look at long-range forecasts for that film, like 2 years ago, when it was still meant for its like February release date or whatever, people were like, this is the new Captain Marvel, Black Panther. Like, that's what it was set to do.
Yeah.
Like, people were like, no, this is going to be 100 million opening weekend. But things have changed enough, and it's like, it's unfortunate, but at least Marvel is committed to this character and has a future for him, so we don't have to worry. Where other studios, if it bombs, it's done, because they can't be afforded that same luxury, so.
It's unfortunate. It's a victim of circumstance.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I wish somebody didn't use the word experiment while describing the movie. But, that's a different conversation altogether. I can't say who.
Yeah.
You know who we are.
Terrible choices of words. But hey, speaking of not terrible choice, let's talk about Spider-Man No Way Home and the record-breaking trailer views that, honestly, yeah, that is huge. This was a huge win for Sony and Disney, so...
I'd be interested to see the timeline where this trailer didn't leak.
Yeah.
And to see if that actually affected it, like, positively or negatively.
Yeah.
It was very strategic, the way they did it, though. Like, there's there was a reasoning why they did this.
It's the whole endgame effect, isn't it? Like, hold it off, like let it
salivate, let people want that
exactly,
more.
Like, I'm glad you bring that up because I don't know how many times we here on the show have all said the longer you wait on this, the more it builds up and the more people will just flock to it. And like this trailer didn't even feature other Spider-Men. Can you imagine when the next trailer reveals them? Like it's
Literally.
No, the next trailer's got Daredevil in it.
Oh yeah. Okay, so 30 billion views.
Really?
He's gonna have Daredevil, She-Hulk, Jessica Jones. He's gonna pick one to be a lawyer.
Oh, and Mickey Mouse, Iron Fist, and all them are gonna be in
Oh,
it.
obviously, yeah.
Oh,
They
I'm actually,
showed that
Hey,
trailer.
he's gonna have the What If Doctor Strange in there as well, because he's clearly the one.
Oh,
who's done the
no. You not have that.
oh,
That hurts every time I see it.
Then Spider-Man's gonna come in the background, like.
Yeah, he's
Oh
gonna
wait, Mitch, you forgot Mephisto.
Oh, of course.
yes.
Well, Mephisto's the secret villain that Sony are going to show in the last trailer at the end.
Oh no, they showed him, but you couldn't see it because like the scene was cut off.
I mean,
I was
could you just
gonna-
imagine Strange being replaced by a 3D model Strange talking to Peter? Like nothing's wrong.
That somehow broke out at the end of his own universe.
Life model decoy. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Benedict Cumberbatch in the Sorcerer Supreme outfit, though. Or Supreme Strange.
yeah.
That'd be an interesting.
I mean,
With his
there's
bug cape.
like,
Yep.
there's a lot that was in the recent like What If episode that many people are trying to like connect the dots to Doctor Strange and this and Spider-Man, and I'm like, well, the multiverse is being explored. The trailer definitely, even like the Spider-Man trailer, tells us what we need to know about what is happening. Like it was loaded with a lot, even though like, per Sony standards, they told us the first hour and a half of the movie, like in sequential order. Like it's like, oh,
Pretty much, yeah.
like, oh, all right.
You can always depend on Sony for that.
Yeah, it's for better or for worse.
Say, who needs to pay to go watch a movie? Watch a Sony trailer. It's fine.
Just watch the first 2 trailers and you get the whole movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
sadly.
it's gonna be so unfortunate. Just like, oh.
Thank you, Sony.
Yeah. Now, I do want to talk about this record-breaking views amount. Is this going to translate to box office, and does that matter during this pandemic?
So, see, that's the question, isn't it? If it was normal times, I say yes, and you'd easily get an Endgame level box office. Right now, I don't know.
I
don't know.
was gonna say that it might I think it might do something interesting at the box office because of how much interest in that movie. You get all the rumors and stuff like that. But you put in what they've shown so far, and I think people risk their lives, I guess.
Well,
see
yeah,
it.
I mean, it's a Spider-Man movie. You kind of would expect some people would, risk it all.
Fan base
See
is
it. Yeah.
You know,
it's the fan base. So,
I would be willing to say that this, I suspect, could be the first post-pandemic $1 billion take. I'd be willing to say that, but really, you don't think it could be?
No chance. No.
500,000.
Because here's the thing, right? I know it's apples to oranges compared to Black Widow. Like, you look at every other movie come out recently. Like, everyone that's had like the theatrical run, it's always. I say always. It's a decent opening weekend, and then just completely tanks off the next. No one's going back for a rewatch. This is the problem.
I mean,
like, you can get a ton of people with that opening weekend, and it might have a really big opening weekend, but following that, it's not going to have one. Plus, I think are we going to have another lockdown in places? Is the question.
So, the only reason I think it could be the first $1 billion, and I get everything you're saying, which is true. This film was fortunate enough to lock in a Chinese release date. And we've seen that Fast 9 is like 700 million. So
China's gotten real bad right now.
Oh,
I was gonna say
yeah.
it might depend on like the situation over there.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's guaranteed at this point.
Say last time I heard of China and how they're doing everything, it was bad.
Yeah,
it was like worse than the first lot they had. So. Like, maybe I also don't know how their vaccine rollout's going, but I don't think their vaccine is particularly great.
No,
Yeah.
this whole thing is a mess, and I think people are going to be like, well, why can't you guys just find a number, or what do you think? It's like, because there's more variables than ever before, and it's changing literally every other day. Like, it's
true.
So I'll give you the number what I think it would do if you can point to me which star was the first one in the night sky. And show me proof that it's the like that's
Yeah.
good luck. No.
It's just an unfortunate bumps in the road. And, this is going to be definitely something that's going to be it's going to be taught in school about. Like, this is a footnote in like cinema history, and I mean history period. But like,
yeah.
this is going to be taught in school, like the classes for cinema, because like it's causing the studios to break new ground regardless if they're ready or not. When it comes to like distribution and stuff like that. So, I mean, 1 minute it's okay to go into the movie theaters, and then next month it's not. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say about its numbers, I reckon it will have a decent first weekend.
Yep.
yeah,
Just given the time of year it's coming out, it's going to be the biggest Spider-Man movie at Christmas. It's going to make a decent chunk of the first weekend. I don't think it's going to last.
I think the first weekend's going to pull in like 100 million.
I'd say optimistically 100. Yeah.
I was going to say, if Black Widow could do it, yeah. Like,
And that's a low end.
There's so many variables you have to realistically take into account. Like, you had to take in the ton before. Like, you've never just, oh yes, it's going to make this much money. It's like, no, you got to think about it. But now it's just like, it's kind of it's fun to speculate on it, but at the same time it's nigh pointless to even think of just say any number and sure, maybe. I guess.
Everybody's got a good chance of being right at this point.
Yeah. The only thing that you'll get out from what numbers people will guess is just how optimistic that is. Imagine the theaters being political. God damn.
I'm going to the bathroom. I don't care what you.
I can't wait till Norman Osborn shows up and he's like, "Make chemicals great again." Just sprinkling green stuff all over New York. It's gonna be great.
I can't.
Got a solid show. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Thank you, Sean, for joining us. Yeah, if not, screw you.
Always.
So
I didn't get pruned this time. So.
Oh, good. Well, with that in mind, everybody go watch Shang-Chi, and we'll talk to you next week. Later, everyone.